Hi, good morning. Here with Andrew Winterburn from Yorkshire Z'Own. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you, Mike?
Yeah, very well too. Thank you. Great to have you on the Business Spotlight series with us. As always, if you could give us a little bit more information about who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing it for, please, Andrew.
Yeah, sure. Andrew Winterburn, as you just introduced me, I've been in the events industry, predominantly business to business events, for over 35 years now. Started with a very small agency of 5 people based in the heady heights of Halifax. Built that up over a number of years, expanded that business down to London, moved across to North America, had an office in New Jersey, opened offices in Europe and in Asia as well. And we built the business up predominantly off the back of healthcare pharmaceutical companies, and with an exit plan in mind that we sold the business about 12 years ago now. And then post that, I've been still involved in events, meetings and events on business to business activities, and most recently launched Yorkshire Z'Own, which is all about meetings and events in Yorkshire and using Yorkshire as the canvas for those events.
Brilliant. So a wealth of experience there. What inspired you to go to Yorkshire Z'Own and set that up as a Yorkshire-based initiative?
I mean, it's a passion project, a lot of it, to be
Yeah.
completely honest with you. Ran events and worked with big global blue chip companies, running events all over the world. And very fortunate, traveled to some fantastic places, stayed in some lovely hotels, delivered some amazing events. But I always felt that I was never really giving something back to the Yorkshire community and giving something back to Yorkshire as a destination as well. So Yorkshire Z'Own is very much for me the opportunity to take all those skills, all that knowledge, all that know-how, and work with Yorkshire people, deliver and selling and promoting Yorkshire as a destination of meetings and events, and delivering some really unique experiences in the region as well.
Excellent. Love that. In terms of what you do differently, then, I suppose, why would people come to Yorkshire Z'Own to look to book an event or engage with you? What would be the reason for doing that?
Yeah, I mean, Yorkshire Zone is very much about bringing the Yorkshire community together. So it's working with cottage industries, it's working with experts in the area, artists, dance groups, you name it. We work with lots of different groups of people. So Yorkshire Zone is very much about tapping into the knowledge, the expertise, and the right people in the region to curate and create really engaging experiences and events for conferences and meetings, really. And we call that redefining expectations. That's our strapline. So you're very much about redefining what your expectations are in Yorkshire, and using a really diverse group of people to develop that and create something very special and very memorable.
Good stuff. So how long's Yorkshire Zone been going then?
Oh, it's been going for a long time, about 4 months. We launched it early this year.
Yeah,
So it is very much a startup. It's very much a new venture. And we're just building and growing at the moment. Very exciting times. The website's been launched. We did a launch event at Harewood House on the estate at Harewood a couple of months ago. And we're just starting to pick up clients and grow the business from here, really.
fantastic. Um, in terms of the future then for you, what would you say that looks like? Challenges and opportunities?
Yeah, I mean the future is very exciting. Obviously, as a startup business, you never know where the journey is going to take you.
Yeah.
We're delighted that we've already got 3 or 4 new clients or already engaged with us in terms of looking at different programs that they're developing in Yorkshire, which is great to see. Um, the events industry is a fascinating industry. Obviously, there's a breadth and depth of different agencies and companies that we can engage with. Lots of opportunities, and very excited about what those opportunities are. I suppose the challenges of any startup business is very much about um, sustaining the growth, delivering the solutions, but also the environmental impact in terms of the big business environment can have an impact around how people spend their money in events. So the recent budget, some of the obviously some of the elections that have gone on recently have an impact around some of the decisions that people make and their appetite to invest as well, really.
Sure thing. Yeah, proper sort of, I suppose, common challenges for a lot of businesses at the moment, and uncertainty and cost increases and things like that. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, the great thing about what we're able to do is, the budget can be as large or as small as people need with us. So we can tap into the network and the community, irrespective of what people's budgets are. It's just creating those unique experiences, that point of difference for them. So for us, the economic environment does have an impact, but ultimately people have got have the appetite to go out there and spend the money as well, which is the other side to it.
Stuff. So moving on to yourself then, Andrew, and kind of tapping into that, I suppose, 35 years of experience to date in the industry, in that events industry, and speaking from a wider context of lessons in business, what are the key lessons for you that you've kind of learned, really? If there's one you can pick out, expand on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. One of my mentors was the original owner of a company called World Meetings, which is the company that I first started working for, and I was fortunate enough to become a director of that business and a shareholder in it. And Keith always said, treat people as you want to be treated yourself. And I think that's always it's always resonated with me in terms of you build strong relationships and trusted partnerships, not just with your clients, but with your supply chain, with your staff. And being true and being authentic, I think, is really important as well. So for me, I've always taken those lessons and applied them in everything that I do, whether that's on a business or a personal level, really.
Fantastic. That's a good share. So if someone was to come up to you and ask for a piece of advice, if they were starting out in business, what would that advice be? Would it be something similar along those lines? Anything else to kind of offer, really?
Yeah, I think it's always difficult when you're in a startup situation or somebody starting in a new business environment. Again, I would always say be authentic, be true to yourself, be true to your own values. Make sure that those values are aligned to your business and the people that you're employing. And don't overextend yourself, and don't believe in your own hype as well, which I think is another important part of business learning. For me, investing in the right things and investing in the right people is really important as well. But also making sure that you're utilizing your time as effectively as possible. Sometimes as an owner of a company, we can get embroiled in things that we shouldn't be getting embroiled in, and we should be trusting and empowering people within the team to be able to allow them to be more accountable and help the business grow. And putting a great team of people around you, I think, is a key part to any business success. Companies are only as good as the people that you employ, and how much you trust them and allow them to grow with the business as well.
And that stems from your values, I guess, as well, and your authenticity when you're setting it up and attracting the kind of people that you want to attract in order to help run the business.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's all for me. I've never been a person that's financially driven, I suppose. I want to be successful, want the business to be profitable. Don't get me wrong. But that goal and that objective was creating something that's sustainable, having great people around you, and sharing that success with them as well. And I think that's a really good way to run a business. I think it's a great way to grow a company, and I think it builds a really strong family feel to a company and an organisation as well.
Excellent. Is that your inspiration then, Andrew, to sort of do what you do, to get out of bed of a morning and kind of keep on setting up businesses and getting involved in businesses? What's the inspiration?
Yeah, for me, it is that inspiring piece is actually giving something back. It's actually helping people develop and grow themselves. It's helping other people to be successful as well. So, the community and the people that you're working with, whatever size or guise that is, if you're all working with a common goal and a common approach, that's a great place to be. And I think the other part to it is, and I've put a note down here on it before we were chatting today, is have fun along the way as well and enjoy the experience. I think sometimes people take themselves too seriously, and sometimes I do that. I'm guilty of it. I know I am sometimes. But if you don't have fun and you don't enjoy it, that getting out of bed in the morning part is really important. It's really important. And the day that you don't look forward to getting out of bed and you're sort of dreading the day's work ahead of you is the day that you've got to start to think, is this the right thing that I'm doing? Or do I need to be changing something, whatever that might be, really.
Yeah, that's it. It's kind of listening to that inner voice or inner feeling. But fun is definitely something, starting the day and maybe writing that on a piece of paper and just ensuring that there's an opportunity to smile through what you do.
Yeah, and there's some great leadership books that talk about that kind of attitude to life in terms of that positivity and how that reflects in how you run the company and how you interact with customers and your staff as well, ultimately.
Yeah, sure. I mean, do you read anything? Do you listen to anything? Are there any kind of books, podcasts that inspire you as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've read various leadership books and autobiographies over the years. Simon Sinek, people like that. So there's various people that I've sort of followed over the years in terms of what that looks like as well. And I think also, as much as there's some great ambassadors and great leaders out there and leadership books out there, you also learn a huge amount from the people around you, and businesses and other businesses and their success as well, whether they're big, large corporates or whether they're small entrepreneurial businesses. What I like to do is just meet people, talk to people, and you can take snippets from all of those experiences and start to apply them in your own life as well.
Yeah, I bet through what you do and the amount of people that you meet and the types of diverse businesses and local businesses that you're into now at Yorkshire Z'Own, that definitely shines through.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's all about people. It's all about trust. It's all about partnerships, and learning from the experiences. And we all make mistakes. It's making sure that we don't make those mistakes twice, which is important. And we learn from them and we move on. And you can only look forwards and you can't look backwards as well, which is the other side to it as well.
Brilliant. So lastly then, if we're looking at sort of latest news around what you're up to, I know you've covered a fair bit as a startup, but or even if it's a case of sharing your websites, people can get in touch, find out a bit more about what you do and maybe get involved somehow. Feel free to share that now.
Yeah, I mean, Yorkshire Z'Own the website's really simple. It's Yorkshire Z'Own, ZOWN.com. So it's a play on Yorkshire's own if you get the pun around that one. So the website's there for people to see. I'm on LinkedIn, so people can always link in with me on LinkedIn as well, or contact me through the website. More than happy to have conversations with people that want to be part of the community and grow the meetings and events environment in Yorkshire. And work alongside us in terms of delivering solutions. And then clients and people and small businesses or large businesses that are looking at coming to Yorkshire, they want to do something a little bit different, something motivational, just reach out to us. More than happy to help people have a chat with you.
Fantastic. Andrew, I wish you all the best for the success of Yorkshire Z'Own, and
Thank you.
look forward to keeping an eye out and seeing how it develops over the next few years.
Well, fingers crossed, and let's, as you say, watch this space. So thank you very much, Mike. It's been a pleasure.